It is hopefully because we practice consistency and show up to do the splits every single day at this time. It is 9 p.m. Central Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 12 p.m. so noon Pacific Time, and I don't know any other time zones. So let's get started. We are practicing and going to do a bunch of warm-up to get ready for the side splits so that when we do the side splits, you'll be as prepared for them as possible. The first thing we're going to do is called the hip CAR. CAR is C-A-R, stands for controlled articulated rotation. And what we're basically doing is taking our leg through its full range of motion at the hip joint using purely muscle power. All right. So it looks like this. High knee, open it up, ankle up, leg down and back. In the down and back position, I want you to flex your hamstring and your glutes to pull everything down and back. And that's it. Let's go 5 more times. And then we're going to switch to the other side. 3, 2, 1. All right, switch to the other side. Same thing. High knee, open up, ankle up, down and back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just checking that my microphone is on and my glasses flip closed, so it was probably really loud for a second there. 7, 8, 9, and 10. See a comment come through. Hey, Michaela, Tina, Christina, and I are eating dessert. We will be there within 15 minutes. Good stretching. Enjoy dessert. I'll see you in a little bit. Hi, Queen R. Welcome back. Whew. All right. Let's see. The entire fam is having dessert. They'll be in 15 minutes, which means they'll be in time for a bit of stretching and then the side splits. All right. Let's see. What did we just do? We just did the first half of hip cars, and we're going to follow up with the back half of hip cars. So go back to that leg that you started with, and we're going to go in reverse. Bring the leg back using your hamstrings and your glutes. Lift up like you're about to kick somebody in the side as high as you can. If you're, like a martial artist that does side kicks already, you probably kick butt at this. Next, bring your ankle down so that you're going to flick them in the face with your toes. All right? We're going to do that 9 more times. Ooh, I'm super off balance. What's going on? If you're also off balance, go ahead and grab something, hold on to a wall, something stable to help keep you upright. I'm going to just wing it and see if my balance suddenly gets better because I'm starting to pay attention and focus. There we go. Better. 5, 4. Oh, off balance again. Stop focusing. 3, 2, and 1. Bonus 1 to make up for bad balance. All right. Other leg. Let's go. Back, side, ankle, front. 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 I'm pretty sure we're at least at like 8 or 9. As soon as I start talking, it's the talking, I immediately lose balance. We did like 9 of these, perfectly fine. And I talk and I lose balance. All right. Oh, all right, we got a whole bunch of people on. If you have no idea why you're here, we're doing 30 minutes of side splits related stretching. And by the end, we'll be doing side splits. Everything that you're seeing right now is part of the warm-up to get our blood pumping and to start the muscles to get them working. And we do this every single day to practice consistency for the side splits, and we go for about 30 minutes. So we just finished the first part of the warm-up, and that was hip cars. Just moving our hips through their full range of motion using muscle power. Next up, we're going to do elephant walks. Let's get into the elephant walk. Get into this L-shaped position. If you're a little bit higher up, that's totally okay. Come on down and get as low as you can go and stick that butt out. All right? Next up, I want you to bend one knee, keep the other leg straight, and focus on bringing that belly button down. You should feel a nice stretch in the hamstring, on both hamstrings, and a little bit in that outer upper hip. All right. Now, once you're in this position, again, focus on bringing your belly button down. Grab the calf and open up your chest in the direction of the straightened leg. So my right leg is straight. I'm opening up my chest and turning to the right. If you want to take this to the next level, I want you to stick your arm out and turn your head so you're looking at your hand. Now pick a spot to point to and try to get there or further every single time you turn to the right. All right, let's keep going and switch to the other side. If this is your first time doing anything hamstring stretch related and or rotation in the spine, like so, be gentle with yourself. Take it nice and slow for that first couple of reps, and then we can pick up the pace and pick up that range of motion at the end. All right. Ooh, already much further on the second one. And this is my third. We're going to do 10 of these total to get very thoroughly warmed up. The hamstrings are super important for basically every single stretch that we're going to do today. So it's absolutely critical that we get them nicely warmed up and prepared. I think this is 5, 6. If this is your first time joining us, remember that this warm up is about the hamstrings and the lower body. What it looks like I'm spending a lot of time doing is pointing my arm up and looking at my hand. That's bonus, all right? So if the arms and the twisting, all that stuff is getting confusing, focus on bending one knee, keeping the other leg straight, and bring your belly button down as low as possible. This is a totally valid version of what we're doing, all right? Elephant walks. Once you've got this figured out and you can do it without thinking like I can, because I've done hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of rounds of this, then you can add in anything you want. All right? So if you're getting distracted by one thing and forgetting the other thing, don't worry. This is perfectly valid. All right. I think we've all done plenty of elephant walks. I'm going to come in and check the chat because I saw a whole bunch of stuff come through. Ice cream is being enjoyed. Oh, no, they're not. Michaela and fam is back. It's way faster than 15 minutes. Cool. Okay. I got a whole bunch of people on. If you have no idea why we're here, we do 30 minutes of live side split stretching to create a little bit of a community to help you stay consistent and me stay consistent. And we do this every day starting like 7 minutes ago. All right. We just did the second warm-up exercise, which is the elephant walk. Next thing we're going to do is going to be for the hips. It is the Cossack switch. What we're going to do is spread our legs nice and wide, maybe 2-3 times your hips width, and point your toes roughly 45 degrees out to either side. I want you to focus on keeping your knees over your foot. So when you're coming down, I want you to have your knees in the same line as your foot and not do too much wiggling from side to side. All right? If you're finding that you're doing a bunch of wiggling, slow it down, reduce the range of motion, and make sure you're in a strong, stable position. You're not doing anything that might hurt your knee. All right? All right, back into this stance. I want you to drop down to one side and hang out. See if you can do a little wiggle, do a little dance. See if you can get a little bit lower. You might want to try rotating that leg that you're hanging out on. I would argue that maybe I'm at like 30 degrees right now on this side. All right. If your heel or ankle is coming up off the ground, see if you can bring it down by reducing the depth that you're going into in this stretch. If you're coming back here, your ankle will probably come down. If you're low in ankle flexibility, like me, and your knee is too far forward, your ankle might come up. You just bring your knee a little bit closer to you, further back. Don't go as far. You know what I'm talking about. All right. On the other side, I want you to externally rotate the leg. What that means is if your feet were pointing that way to you, I want you to rotate them so that the heel is what's touching the ground and your toes are pointing up, your knees are pointing up, and your quadricep muscles are pointing up. This is important. This is called external rotation. We're going to need it later for the side splits. So keep that in mind. I'll explain it again later. All right. So what makes a Cossack switch is we're trying to keep our butt as low as possible and get across to the other side and switch. I don't actually know if that's the reason why it's called a switch, but I always assumed that was. We're going to do 4 more of these, and then we're going to be done with our warm-up and get into the stretches, all right? I always do the first 2 pretty slow, and then pick up the speed and get a little bit more explosive towards the end. If Cossack switches are not your favorite and you haven't figured out the exact form yet, it's totally okay to come all the way up and then come all the way down. I'm pretty sure I was doing something in between the slide across and coming up and down anyway, so it's fine. We're just warming up. All right, that's the warm-up. Let's get into the stretches. The first stretch that we're going to do is a hamstring stretch. I do a variation that is very, very good for beginners who have a little bit of strength and have good balance. And I'll show a second variation if you're a little bit more advanced that does a very similar thing right after that Michaela and I did yesterday. All right, let's go. To start, you stand up straight, take a step forward with the leg you want to stretch, and then fold back so that your hips are behind you. Right now, you should be almost horizontal, or as horizontal as you can get. Maybe that means you're a little bit closer to this than this, and that's okay. If you are feeling off balance, go grab something to hold on to because we don't want you getting hurt. If you are feeling good at the moment, I want you to reposition that other foot to make sure you're stable and good for the whole entire stretch. Next up, I want you to stick that butt out and back, get into a deeper hamstring stretch. Try to keep the low back relatively straight. Focus on where your belly button is, all right? We want to bring the belly button down to touch the thighs, or as low as they can go. Maybe if you're crazy and you want to aim for the floor, go for that. All right, we're going to hold this stretch. We're going to try and deepen the stretch for the next 30 seconds, all right? I'll count us down. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25. Remember to breathe. Don't hold your breath. That doesn't help. 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, come back up. Check out that leg. Let's talk about slightly different variation. When you're in this position, your butt controls the intensity of the stretch. It's kind of true, it's kind of not true, but if you focus on where your hips are, where your butt is located, you can think sticking your butt further back makes the stretch more intense. Bringing the butt forward reduces the intensity of the stretch. So when you're experimenting and trying, and you're like, oh, what do I focus on? How do I get into a deeper version? I feel like I'm stuck. You can think about butts, all right? All right, we're going to switch to the other variation that I was just talking about. But I'm going to check the chat. We have some visitors from Turkey. Welcome, welcome. I am not sure what the comment means, but there's Turkey in the first word. Oh, okay, cool. Let's see, where was I? We're going to do the other variation. So what we were just doing was sticking that foot out in front of us, throwing the hips back. We're going to keep doing the same thing, so this part stays the same, but instead of balancing on whatever this leg is doing, you can try and pop into a kneel. If you have sensitive knees, grab a pillow, some towels, cushions, anything at all that you want to give yourself a little bit of protection, and we'll keep going. All right, so from here, same thing. The hips are controlling the angle of the stretch, and the other part of the equation is your upper body. All right, you can see my upper body is not nearly as horizontal as it was in the other variation, but this stretch is still really good for me. All right, so if you're really flexible already and you bring your chest really far forward, this is a much more intense stretch than when we were standing. But if you're not as flexible and you felt like the previous version of the stretch was really tough, you can try sticking with the standing variation. All right, we're going to do the kneeling one for now, just demonstrate it. And let's go. Bring the belly button to the side. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh man, brutal. Hamstring stretch is done. All right, we're gonna move on to the next stretch. It is the butterfly. It's a little bit less intense than the hamstring stretch, I think. I recommend, if you have one, use a wall or something very structural and flat and solid to have behind you. And the reason for that is I recommend you putting your hips, your shoulder, your head against said wall or door or hard flat object, and then pull your feet in. You'll see that your knees pop right up. I want you to focus on using this outer thigh muscle and the glutes to bring your legs down. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, experiment with this first. You know what muscles pull your legs together? Now use those opposite muscles that try and pull the legs apart. Once you have used those muscles to try and open up the groin, bring your knees down to the ground, and you can't open up any further, I want you to take your hands, apply a little bit of pressure. If you have the wall behind you, you can stick your shoulder blades into that wall to give yourself a little bit more support, so you don't have to use muscle power to open up the legs. You can just shrug your shoulders. All right, that's it. Lots of explanation, but we're all set. Let's go. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oof. Relax your arms first. Stop flexing those muscles. If your legs are feeling stuck, give them a nice little wiggle to get them working again. And come on up. I'm going to check the comments real fast because I've been away for quite a bit. Welcome, welcome. We have 7 people on. If you are not a regular, please know that we do 30 minutes of live side split stretching every single day, starting about 20 minutes ago. And we do it every day to help you and me stay consistent and build a little community around doing side splits. All right. We just wrapped up the second stretch, which was the butterfly. The third stretch that we're going to do is called the pancake. And it is basically the hardest stretch that we do. And it's hard because it stretches a lot of different muscles in the hips. And if you have bad lower body flexibility, then it's going to make everything hurt, all right? But don't feel bad. That's just part of the process. And the more you do it, the less it'll hurt for that range of motion. If you want to make progress, it'll still hurt. Okay, so here we are. We are spreading our legs and getting as deep as we can. And before it gets uncomfortable, so if you're already uncomfortable, come on up just a little bit. And before it gets uncomfortable, I want you to fold forward at the hips. All right, so I'll show you what that side profile looks like. And from here, I want you to think about your hips, again, your butt. The further back you stick your butt, the more intense that hamstring stretch will be, okay? And that's a good thing. We're trying to stretch those things. So bring those hips back. If you want, you can extend your arms to help you balance a little bit, but also make the stretch a little bit more intense by adding more weight out here. And if you're really, really hardcore, you can spend the next 30 seconds grabbing your legs and pulling yourself down, all right? That's it. Let's go. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18. Remember to breathe. 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Whew. That's it. You come back up. I like to get into a little bit of a push-up position and then pull my legs together. You can always experiment and see what works for you. All right, that was the third of our 5 stretches. The next one is a little gentler. We get to take a little bit of a break in between the really intense stretches. The next thing we're going to do is called the pigeon. Basically, we're going to bring our ankle up to our opposite hip, and we're going to bring our chest down to that leg. All right, and that should stretch out here in the low back, here in the upper outer glutes, and the inside of the thigh. If you feel anything else, let me know. Maybe I'm a little bit more flexible there and I don't notice it, but you tell me. All right, let's get into position. So leg is going across to the opposite side of the body, perpendicular, and we're trying to bring the chest down. You might immediately feel a lot of tension in this hip area. If that's the case, feel free to do a little bit of movement, get a little bit of blood flow, and then get into it. All right. I want you to take a couple of deep breaths, relax, really feel this stretch getting more and more intense as you relax. And it's time for 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20. Remember, exhale, relax. 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That's one side. Switch on over to the other side. Same thing. Do a little bit of movement out of that hip to warm it up. And let's go. Bring that leg across the body. Drop that chest down. Exhale, take a couple of deep breaths. And 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, come on up. We are done with all of the other stretches. It's time for the side splits. I'm going to pop over, check the comments. I have no idea what they mean, so I'm going to continue, and we're doing the side splits. It's time. If you are not feeling super confident or strong in the side split position, I recommend you grab a stool, a chair, a table, something to make yourself a little bit more comfortable and feel a little bit more safe. The safer you feel, the easier it'll be to relax and get into a deeper stretch, okay? Otherwise, I want you to start opening up the legs and slowly dropping down into a deeper side split position. And when it stops being comfortable in the hips, I want you to get into a push-up position. And the push-up position should be doable from a lot of angles, right? Like there should be a lot of range of motion where you can put your hands on the ground. So from here, I want you to externally rotate. We talked about this at the early beginning. So I imagine a lot of people on probably were not here for that. What external rotation is instead of having our toes point towards you, we want to put our heels down and point our toes up, knees up, quadricep muscles up. And we want to do that on both sides. And from here, we want to walk our hands back slowly so that more and more of our weight is directly over the hips, and that will help us get into a deeper stretched position. All right. From here, you might want to try to do a little bit of a wiggle to see if you can open up the hips even further. But if you are done and you can't get any further, it's time to start 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. You were probably all suffering and not watching your phone. So feel free to experiment with how you hold yourself up. I like to lean forward so that I can always catch myself from falling with my arms. If you stand up a little too straight or if you lean too far back, you might fall backwards, and that's not something we want to do. However, if you have a nice wall behind you so that your butt is always resting against the wall, not really intensely, but gently, you can make sure you never fall backwards because you have a wall right behind you, right? So those are a couple of tips. I think that's a nice break. Let's get back into round 2 of side splits. All right, same thing. We're going to drop down into a nice deep position. Once it gets uncomfortable in the hips, put our hands down into push-up position. Externally rotate the legs so that the toes, knees, and quads are pointing up. Then walk the hands back and try to get into a deeper stretched position. If you want, try to add a little bit of a wiggle and see if your legs open up further. And that's it. Let's go. Round 2, 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, crawl forward, pull your legs together, get out of that position. Oh, we're going to take a couple of seconds to relax and recover from that side split. I'm going to crawl back over to the phone to check comments. Mirhaba. Okay. Let's do a little bit of movement, get a little bit of blood flow after that last side split. I want you to focus on one more detail this time around. We're doing our third and last side split. Here, I want you to really focus on sticking the butt out. And what we're really looking for, if you're going to Google and do your own research later, is called anterior pelvic tilt. So this is the pelvis. It's basically what we call the hips. Anterior pelvic tilt is when we tilt the hips so that the top of the hips are a little bit more forward and the bottom of the hips are a little bit further back. All right? What that does is it forces the hamstrings to stretch a little bit more, and that's something that we want to do. We want to get the hamstrings to work a little bit harder. So when we get into the next and final side split, I want you to really focus on sticking that butt out behind you and getting into a deeper hamstring stretch. All right? Let's go. Drop down, get into push-up position. Externally rotate the legs so that your feet, your toes, your knees are pointing up. Walk the hands back a little bit so that you can put more weight above your hips, and do a little bit of wiggle from side to side. See if you can open up a little bit more room. And now, the thing we were talking about, try to stick those hips and butt back to get into a deeper hamstring stretch. And now, 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, crawl forward, crawl out of it. Oh, relax. Take a couple of deep breaths. And we're done. We're done. We're done. We're done. We're done. After the third one, my legs are always jello. So I'm going to shake them out. Relax. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Get some movement and function back into my legs. After the side split stretches, I struggle to walk and to move for a couple of seconds, but I think I'm good now. All right. Whew. Thank you, Michaela. That's so kind. Thank you for complimenting my stretch. It's really beautifully done. My wiggles, is that what's beautifully done? Okay. Oh, snap. We are at 30 minutes and change. Okay, 31 now. So we accomplished the goal, 30 minutes of side splits, and we're done. Thank you so much for coming back in to practice side splits consistency with me. It's Sunday, right? It's Sunday. Enjoy the end of your Sunday. Enjoy your evening. And if it's midday for you somewhere in the world, enjoy that too. I hope you had fun. I hope you feel like you're making some good progress. And I appreciate all the compliments, Michaela. Thank you so much. Thank you for bringing the whole family. Christina, Tina, everybody for coming in. That's it. We're all wrapped up. I hope to see you soon. And goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Have fun. Enjoy more dessert if you want to, because I feel like it's probably worth it to get more dessert after working so hard. You know, reward yourself, build good habits. I'll see you guys later. Bye.